And then there is another one.
Yeah. Yo, what's going on with y'all? How y'all doing? Hopefully everybody's doing well out there. Everything's going well with you. Not too much bad stuff, if any at all, you know. Boring and easy under the radar. That's like how I like to do it. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody showing support, you know what I mean? Whether it's through views, like, sharing, commenting on the videos. I appreciate it, joining in on the conversation. You see, I am in my MAGA hat tonight. So yes, Trump is my guy as of right now, but I am not devoted to anybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't have, besides God, I don't have to. None of these people are owed anything. So I'm going to give a good open ear to everyone and everything that they're saying. And in doing so, I know in a video or two ago, I'm trying to figure out this guy right here, Vivek Ramaswamy. I'm just trying to figure him out. I don't know a lot about him, but one thing I will say is the man is making himself available and visible. All right. I've seen there are so many interviews out there or so many speeches out there, and he's willing to talk to a lot of people. And that's what I could admire about him. All right. Because all of these other people, all of them on the stage, they not going across the battlefield to the other side to really, not only voice opinions and stand on it, but he's also going out there and challenging them. And I can appreciate that because none of these other guys are doing. I mean, like I said, him and Elder, I appreciate both of them. Him and Larry Elder, they both went on the Breakfast Club, which is a heavy liberal, woke company or show. And he went over there and destroyed them. Larry Elder as well. And it makes me think a lot of these people, it makes me think that the other side is open to having the conversation, but none of these bozos is doing it. DeSantis ain't doing it. Pence ain't doing it. Is this Tim Scott right here? He's not doing it. You know what I'm saying? You a brother, bro. You could go on the other side and talk your shit. And they can't say, oh, white supremacy and shit like that, because that's exactly what's going on with Vivek. All right? They can't say that. You feel me? So now they got to actually listen to what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, after the last one, after the first debate, I think the only serious people are Trump, DeSantis, and Ramaswamy. Honorable mention, I'll go ahead and throw Nikki Haley in there just because it needs somebody for honorable mention. And I've just, heard more from her, That being said, Vivek is doing his damn thing. None of them. And like I said, I think it was after the last debate, I think it's Trump first. I think DeSantis went down a little bit. And Vivek Ramaswamy either evened the playing field or went up a little bit in the first debate, in my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? And he's got the energy. He's on these platforms. He's talking his shit. I mean, you got to admire the guy. Like I said, I don't know a lot about him, but I've watched enough now to get a little gist of where he's at. I'll take back something I said earlier. Or in one of my previous videos, I said I think he was just a yes man saying whatever people want to hear, and I'm going to continue to watch out for that. But at the same time, I've heard him keep on saying the same shit over and over, and he's standing on it. So maybe I just hadn't heard him say it enough, so I took it out of context. But I will be watching for that. But he's saying the same thing, like he's standing on it. He's not. He's pro life. He's freedom of speech. He's and little censorship. He's for the Second Amendment. So a lot of stuff he said, he's been pretty consistent. So let's get into a couple videos. You know what I'm saying? This one right here with him and Cuomo going back to back. Look at my man right here, yo. My man right here got the don't fuck with me face right there, yo. And fucking Cuomo. Anyway, let's get into it.
And you can say what you want about Trump. He was not a uniter. So if that is the thing, that's why I didn't get the
Oh yeah, a little bit of context. This is referring to referring to his comments about Ayanna Pressley. She makes comments, and he pretty much said that he equivalates it to when when the KKK made comments. Specifically, he's referring to Ayanna Pressley said that something along the lines like black people don't need certain black people being the voice for black people. And same way, and then she said brown people don't need certain brown people being the voice for brown people. You know, and he pretty much said that that's along the line of what the KKK says by if you're not saying what we want you to say, shut the fuck up. That's what I took it to mean. If you're not taking it what we want you to say, and you know, I've even been told that if you've been over here rocking with me for a while, appreciate everybody. You know what I mean, consider hitting the like, follow, sub up button, drop a comment. But I've been told this shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's pretty much, if you're not gonna say what we want you to say, shut the hell up. You know what I mean? And that's not how it goes. Like that shit might go on in Hollywood, in the music industry, in entertainment and shit like that, but not for the free person. You can't tell me what I can and can't say. Feel me? Nobody owns me. Nobody has bought me. None of that.
Presley comment about the KKK. First of all, you know that you do not analogize a black member of Congress or a black anybody to a member of the KKK. You know that. And, you know, I heard you say on the show yesterday, oh, but let's be intellectually honest. Okay, let's be intellectually honest. You know,
let's be intellectually honest.
Hakeem
Jeffries,
but you know that's not a
Hakeem
place
Jeffries
to go.
in a much more no.
That's not uniting.
Let me just be honest with you, Chris. I think the way we unite this country is having more open conversations in this country.
That's true. We need to stop hiding shit. If somebody hates me, I want them to tell me that they hate me. Don't tell me you like me and then behind my back you saying you hate me or you doing something to try to hurt me or something like that. You feel me? Like how people said with Trump. You know, to people who think that he's a racist and shit like that, I tell them, hey, if it's a racist, I'd rather the racist tell me he's a racist and show me he's a racist than to have somebody, Joe Biden, best friends with Senator Byrd back in the day. If you know, that's a KKK Grand Wizard, who tells black people, yes, I love you. And, you know, buddy with Obama. And if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And then what? Behind your back, he's doing everything he can to hurt you. The 94 crime bill, doing what he's doing right now with Biden inflation and the Bidenomics to hurt who? The poor and middle class. And who a lot of the poor class is, sorry? It's a lot of black people, you know. But let's see what he got to say. Continue.
There is a gap between what people are willing to say in private and what people are willing to say in public.
Facts.
And I think the way we get to national unity is by opening up those conversations and closing that gap. Some people think the way we get to national unity...
Look at this bald head. Like, what? Like, look at that head, yo. I just want to take my hand and just it on that head.
Is by showing up in the middle and compromising. Good people believe this, even in the Republican Party. I reject that. I think the way we're going to unite this country is by reviving the principles that unite all of us as Americans across our diversity, being uncompromising about those principles. Those are radical principles, Chris. This nation was founded on free speech, open debate, self-governance, the unapologetic pursuit of excellence.
The left just doesn't have the energy for him. Look at him. This guy is energetic, yo. And these guys, look at him. The wrinkles, the fucking... And he's on TV, so he's keeping his shit as well as he can. The bags under his eyes, like the great... Like, he tired. You feel me? Ramaswamy is out here, and that's what I could appreciate, man. He reminds me of an outsider with that energy, kind of like Trump did, you know?
These
But
are
having the
radical
right
ideals.
to
These
say
are not
something,
moderate ideas. Yes.
Having the right to say something, we both know is not the same as whatever you say is going to be right. And
that's correct.
That
and so let's talk about the actual substance of it. When you say you don't go there,
they don't want to address what he actually said. Every time he tries to, they're going to cut him off. Okay, they just want to stick to the KKK comments. You don't tell a black person KKK what they've been through in this country with the KKK. Fuck all that shit. Ain't no KKK member walking up to anybody in. You go to some of these neighborhoods in Memphis, in Atlanta, in Chicago, New York, LA, Houston, all over the motherfucking place, New Orleans, all over the place. No KKK member is walking up to no black group or no black community talking about we gonna burn some crosses in your front yard, yo. You're bugging. But they're gonna continue keeping the conversation there instead of actually addressing what Ramaswamy's saying.
But what I'm saying is,
Ayanna Pressley, I want to just really clarify, Chris, for
go
your
ahead,
audience,
please.
so we're not just having a meta conversation about what I said. I want to be clear about what I said. Ayanna
I
Pressley
like that.
clearly says, these are her words, not mine. We don't want any more black faces that don't want to be a black voice. We don't want any more brown faces that don't want to be a brown voice. Well, you know what? At points in our history, we have had people who have talked about black faces and brown faces to shut up, sit down, and do as they're told. You know who did that? Yes, the Grand Wizard of the KKK. So, yes, I know that's a little provocative, but that's just the truth of the substance of what she said with her own words.
It's not provocative.
And
Shut the hell up, Cuomo. All right, next thing. Here he's on with Officer Tatum. Great channel. Sure, a lot of y'all probably know who that is. If you don't, go check it out. Great interview. If you get a chance, watch the whole thing. A couple clips I wanted to touch on. Let's get into it. A shout out to Brandon Tatum, Officer Tatum.
Going to be required. And so I think that that's something that if you're dependent on the donor class, and, you know, I don't want to go into specific examples on DeSantis. I mean, we could if you want, but I think.
So he asked him, what do you, sorry about that, y'all. He asked, what do you think about DeSantis? All right. So he's pretty much talking along the lines of, at this point, what he thinks about him. Shit, I forgot. Let's see.
You know, I don't want to go into specific examples on DeSantis. I mean, we could if you want, but I think it applies to most professional career politicians. They're beholden to the people who fund them. And to me, I've lost many large donors because of the things I've said. And you know what?
Same thing like Trump. Remember, he lost people. Okay, this man's going through the same thing.
It cost me. It's cost me already over $15 million of my hard-earned money that I've already had to put into this campaign. But such is the price of independence.
And I could appreciate that because he doesn't owe anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Some people are saying he's a plant. You know, I still question him because I want to know who this guy is, but I'm going out and finding out. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, some people are saying, you know, even what I said, he's just saying the right things, what we want to hear, kind of like an Obama. But the guy's saying the same thing over and over. Like, he's standing on it. And he's an independent. He's not paid for by anyone. He's already had his own successful business ventures and everything. So maybe what he's saying, you know, is, like I said, he has a lot of energy. He's taking on the other side of the aisle and going over on their platforms and speaking some sense. So I know he's got their ears at least listening because it's not a white man. They can't say white racist, white supremacist. But what all he's saying, if it was coming from a white guy, it would, a white young guy at that, because I think he's like 37, it would look completely different. But because it's a brown man now, they can't pull that card because the Republican, they would say, that's why I said Tim Scott should be over on the Breakfast Club as well. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't talk, they can't pull you into anything to make you look that way. You feel me? Or, you know, not saying they can't pull you in any way, but, you know, these were a couple of his closing questions in case anybody wants to know where he stood on a couple of things. Let's check it out.
3 yes or no questions. You had answered before, but I want people to be very clear about this. Are you pro-life or pro-choice?
Pro-life.
Okay. And I know it's not yes or no. It's kind of.
And real quick, I love that he's unapologetic. I love it. That's the way our politicians need to be. They need to go make their stance known and be unapologetic. You say what you want. You say what you have to. You believe in it. Okay, there's no in the middle. Your beliefs are your beliefs. What got us here is all of this. All right, meet me in the middle. Let's compromise.
Kind of alternative, but
I'm keeping it tight. Unapologetically pro-life.
Yes, and what about the Second Amendment? Are you pro Second Amendment, or do you think we should ban AR-15s?
I am a Second Amendment hardliner, and you can watch my speech at the NRA. I think it was a speech like they haven't had before on the history, but that'll give you a sense of where I get my conviction on the Second Amendment.
The Ukraine war, are you pro or against it? You know, just real quickly, what are your thoughts on that?
End it, do a peace treaty, and what I've said is we can end the Ukraine war on terms that also bring Russia apart from China. End the China-Russia alliance and use ending the Ukraine war as our way to do it.
All right, love it.
I don't know, but
I
it
know you got
good.
a lot of things to do. You're very busy, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. You have it convinced me, and you have been an incredible factor in helping me decide, who's emerging as the top person running this election, man. I have
same here, man. He's brought a new, and every day is a new day to do some reading, do some research. You know what I'm saying? Every day. So I'm not saying anything will stay the same or change between now and then. I'm just saying the brother's making motion, and you gotta listen when the wave's coming.
To say, man, you and I both in our third.
All right. To his NRA speech, and I'm gonna end it on that one last one. Just want to touch on it. Let's see.
The Second Amendment is our last line of defense, and you want to know who knew that? Our founding fathers knew it. They knew more than we give them credit for. The first shots that were fired in Lexington, in Concord, it was because the British monarchy came to take the guns of the colonists. They came to take the guns because they knew where the guns and bullets were stored. Think of that gun registry today. That's what the British monarchy knew. Where our founding fathers said, you know what? What the British monarchy did to us, we will create a government to make sure that government never does it to you. That is why they included the Second Amendment.
Yep.
In God we trust, they said. It's on the bottom of our coins. It's on the bottom of our dollar bills for a reason, because when we say in God we trust, that means that in government we distrust.
And on that, I'm going to end it on that one. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Are y'all going to at least be giving Vivek Ramaswamy a little closer look? Do you think he's a plant? You think he's Obama 2.0? You think he just has no chance against Trump at all? Or even no chance against DeSantis being in second place with the GOP? Either way, y'all let me know. As I stand, Vivek Ramaswamy, he ain't so bad. I'm going to continue keeping track of him and what he's doing, but I could appreciate his energy and that he's going out there and he's talking to the other side and he's making motion. Like, he's not just staying in his own echo chambers. He's going here and he's saying, and he's talking his shit. Like, he's saying what he got to say on stuff, whether you agree with him or not, whether the platform agrees with him or not, or shit like that, whether the media's agree with him or not. He is going to go out there and he is saying stuff that I agree with personally. I don't vote for people based on party allegiance and shit like that. If you got what I have as my best interest at heart, as your best interest at heart, all right, we could see if this could work out. You can get my vote. Either way, y'all join the conversation. Let me know if y'all stuck around this long. I appreciate it. Drop a like, comment, sub up. Till next one, y'all stay safe, and I'm out.